Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. I am Jan of Jan Hicks Creates. It is 10:51 on Tuesday, July 3rd, day before Independence Day here in the United States. So happy Independence Day to all of my fellow Americans. Hope you got lots of fun things planned and a way of staying cool in this heat because it is hot. My watch is telling me that it's 90 degrees and humid here in Maryland right now. It's going to be a high of 95-ish with a feel of, in the hundreds. Mid-Atlantic summers, that's what you got. Let's see. What was I going to talk to you about? I have so much to talk to you about, and I do have notes. So much to talk to you about. I hope you enjoyed the slideshow at the beginning. Those were the doors of Tucson. I have a real thing for doors and windows. I love architecture in general, and I often take a lot of pictures of buildings, but especially doors and windows. And if they are grungy doors and windows, all the better. I just love them. And Tucson is known for its color and its colorful doors and windows. So that's what I did at the beginning. I've often thought, I have so many of them, I've often thought that I should go to Cafe Press, one of those on-demand print sites, and get like a poster made. You know how you see those big posters of that type of stuff? So I've thought about doing that. Or like little canvases. I get a lot of my pictures printed out in these type of little canvases. This is actually a street scene in, I can't remember whether this is Charleston or Savannah, one of those. So this is all just done with my iPhone. I used an app to kind of give it a watercolor look, and then I get my canvases printed on, I think it's Canvases for You is the website. So you can see I have, let's swing this around, some of my lighthouses. I said Lake Placid last week. I have a bunch hanging in our living room. So I often think I should get my doors printed on canvases like this and have kind of a montage of just the doors. So someday that will happen. Let's see, what else? Oh, my notes turned off. Come back here. Notes on a phone, Okay. Job update. There is none. We have heard bits and pieces that the paperwork is shuffling amongst offices out there, but nothing has come back down to Mike. Speaking of Mike, he will probably walk in here at some point as in the middle of this recording. It is, like I said, the day before Independence Day, federal holiday. The federal government workers, or at least the agency workers, were given 3 hours of admin leave. He went into work early, so 10:30 was his quitting time today. So like I said, it's about 11 o'clock now, so I expect he'll be walking in here any minute. But anyway, he hasn't heard anything definite yet, but we did do some reading up, yesterday, or I should say he did, on just what happens. Oh, I think I just saw the Jeep go by. On what happens with the pets entering Hawaii. And I'm glad he did check on that, because we totally were off on our understanding of how this happens. The main thing is that, Hawaii, the islands are rabies free, and they are very stringent about keeping them rabies free, of course. So they require anybody bringing pets in to do a blood test to confirm, and this blood test has to be sent to a lab, I think somewhere in Kansas City, USDA, I think. I'm not sure. But the blood test has to arrive at this lab, and once the blood test is there, confirming that the cats have had their rabies vaccination, then a clock starts ticking, and we can't arrive on the island before 120 days from the time they get the lab results. So that means the 120 days window means we can't get to Hawaii. We can't arrive on Oahu before the beginning of July, or the beginning of November. So we have an appointment this afternoon to take the cats in to have the blood work done. It's a federal holiday tomorrow, assuming by the end of the week this lab in Kansas City will get the blood results. That's when our clock starts ticking. So we can't arrive on Oahu until after the first week of November. What that probably means is, assuming that that time frame works with the office Mike is going into, we'll probably be packing out sometime in October. Hold on one second. Okay, so as predicted, Mike did come home. So now I have to gather my thoughts back in, trying to figure out where I was. Job. So yeah, I expect October-ish, beginning to mid, we'll be packing out. And somewhere towards the end of October, then we'll be starting our drive across the country in the RV to leave the RV in Phoenix. So that's all I know. We have the appointment this afternoon to start the process with the cats, and at least it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to apologize. I have a bit of a headache today, so if I seem it's because I am. Sleep doesn't come very much. This time of life, hot flashes, night sweats. I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of you out there can relate, but boy, what I'd give for a good night's sleep. Let's see. Show and tell. So I had asked Misty of Luminous Fiber Arts, Misty Purcell, to make me one of her towels, and I requested one in surprise turquoise and white. So she did. This came in the mail this week, and if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen this. This is gorgeous. Beautifully finished. The hem is turned. Beautifully finished. She has a little hang tag here if you need it. Her business name. It's soft, it's absorbent, it's just, you don't get quality like this in a store. You just don't. Even like a Williams-Sonoma, you just don't. So she has an Etsy store. I think I mentioned it last week, but I'll put it in my show notes again. So love it, Misty. Thank you so much. I'm looking around to figure out where to put it because I have piles surrounding me. So it's going down there. Let's see. Don't turn off notes. Okay. Let's see, several things, just a whole mishmash of things that happened this week. I don't even know how I came across this. Maybe it wasn't on YouTube. Some kind of recommended thing on Facebook. I don't even know. But you may have, some of you may be aware of the comedian James Corden. He has the Late Late Show, and he often does carpool karaoke with different singers, celebrity singers, that kind of thing. He has been doing his show in London for the past, I don't know, it's not like I watched the show, I just happened upon this episode of carpool karaoke. If you love the Beatles, you have to watch it, and maybe some of you have come across it as well. He did it with Paul McCartney. He's touring through Liverpool, and it's like he's lost, and he calls up a friend. Can you come and help me? I can't figure out where I need to go. And Paul McCartney gets in the car. It's phenomenal. It is just phenomenal. It's long. It's like a half hour long. But if you like the Beatles, I recommend you watching to the end, because what they do at the end, I'm getting teary-eyed. I know, I cry at everything, but stay till the end because it is worth it. Oh my God, chills galore. If you like the Beatles, find it on YouTube. I will link below. Paul McCartney and James Corden carpool karaoke. Awesome. Oh, another one I watched. I love James Corden's stuff, little skits. He did one with Chris Pratt. There's so many Chris's out there. Chris Pratt, the one from Jurassic Park and Guardians of the Galaxy, of like taking a hike up to the Hollywood sign. It is hilarious. Love it. Let's see what else. Oh, I got a, I've been working diligently on Harbor Haven, and I'll be showing my completed up till now piece in a little bit. I've been sharing it on Instagram, so a lot of you have probably seen it already. But, excuse me. Oh, I hate it when I do that. I've been sharing that on Instagram, and I got a message from Donna Bayless. She had watched last week's Flosstube video, and she sent me a message asking me if she could put that video on her blog. She loved the slideshow that I did at the beginning of the lighthouses, and of course a lot of Donna's By the Bay Needle Arts designs are lighthouse, specific, lighthouse heavy. So she really liked that, and she asked me if she could use it on her blog. I don't think she has yet. She was going to let me know, but I'm excited about that. I was just thrilled. I've been thinking a lot about what I'm going to need to do to prepare for this move, how much more things I need to get rid of, knowing how there's so many things I got rid of in the last move that I wish I hadn't. That's in the back of my mind. A lot of it is just how to reorganize stuff, because when we moved in here, the movers packed us up in Sarasota, since it was part of a government move, and unpacked us here. We could have chosen not to have them unpack us, but we chose to do it because they take away all the boxes and all the wrapping and all the garbage then, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. The problem with that is there's this process, they're unboxing and unwrapping so quickly that you're just getting stuff put away. So I never really had stuff organized here. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that and how to weed out, and if I'm going to weed out, all these thoughts are kind of winging through my head as I'm trying to sleep at night, right? And one of the things that I have been toting around with me is a counted canvas piece by a designer named Harriet Siegel, who no longer designs. This is something I got back in like 1992. So I've had it for ages. I have like maybe 10 stitches in a piece of canvas, and I'll show you that in a second. And as I was laying there at one point trying to sleep, it occurred to me that I didn't have to do that. I have all the materials, I have all the designs, but it occurred to me that maybe I need to let that go. Now let me show you. It's called Tree Patch. This is the stitch guide for it. So yeah, it's huge. And what it is, I'll try and hold this up without dropping everything. It's a monthly patch like this, all based on the same design, the same basic quilt square, right? But using not different colors, because there's a color palette, but kind of different stitches and a different arrangement of the colors each time. So January, let's see if I can find another one easily. March, April. So you can see, it's kind of interesting. Now, of course, these colors are very faded at this point. It's what? I don't even do math. I need Pam to do math for me. It's old. Actually, I don't mind this one too much because of the turquoise. But the colors, my color sense has changed. And some of them I do really like, but some of them are just like, I look at the color palette and I'm just not real thrilled with it. And I look at the work involved, and at some point we have to give ourselves permission to let go. We have to say, yes, I've been carrying this around with me. I've spent a lot of money on it, but there are so many other things that I like. My color sense has changed so much that this just doesn't appeal to me as much. Let me show you. And it's huge. So like I said, maybe a little bit more than 10 stitches, but not a whole lot. And this is the canvas. So this finished piece would be huge. And I don't even know if I'd like it. So I gave myself permission the other day not to do it. I'll take those stitches out. I could probably use that canvas. It's a mono canvas. I don't know what count it is. I'd have to look at that. Use it for other pieces. The fibers, they're gorgeous. And there's so many of them. I have some other things thrown in here. So there's a whole bunch of skeins of this rayon thread. This cream, it just says Frost. Frost is the name. I don't know what the company is. Oh, Edmar Company. They probably aren't even in existence anymore. A rayon floss. Really pretty cream color. That is probably the background for a lot of those squares. Tons. Look at this. Overture. This is wool. Medici wool. Oh, for heaven's sakes. So the overdyed Rainbow Gallery Overture, so that's their pearl cotton. More pearl cotton. Lots and lots of Balget. Well, it's not called Balget anymore. I think it's Kreinik number 4 braid. Lots and lots, multiple spools of that. Fun ribbon stuff. I mean, look how old this is. The floss that make needlework special, distributed by Block Distributing. Rachelette is the name of this fiber. So, like, this bag is for like 3 of the months. This bag, basically the same. This bag, it has confetti, which is the same as the Rachelette, more of the Balget, the number 4 thread. We have some NPI silks in here. More NPIs. We have some water lilies, pearl cotton. I mean, it's just bag after bag of these gorgeous fibers that have been sitting in here since 1992. So, gave myself permission. I'm not going to do it. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to use those fibers. So I'm thinking, and I guess that sounds kind of funny because if part of the things is the fiber colors turn me off, why would I want to use them, kind of thing. What I actually did was started to buy more turquoise. What I want to do, is it Northern Expressions? Stitchy Box has a set of counted thread work. I don't think they're canvas. I think it's counted thread work called Mini Twist. Does that sound right? I'll have to look for those. I saw somebody who had complete on Instagram, I think, or maybe on Stitch Mania, who had completed the set all in the same colorway. And it was stunning. And I can't remember if they did it on one piece or not. It was stunning. And I've had that in the back of my mind for a while. So I may pick out some of the fibers that blend with these and do those. I'm going to have a ton more fibers left. But over time, I'll give them away. I'll use them. I don't know. But I felt good to get that off of my mind. So give yourself permission. If you're not in love with something, give yourself permission to just not do it. We have too many other things out there that we want to do, right? Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll start talking about stitching. Not that that wasn't about stitching, but you haven't actually seen any of my stitching yet. I'm going to start with punch needle. I got back to my punch needle a little bit this week. So this is the cone flower design by Briar Cottage Studios. I am doing 3 strands of floss for this. And I don't know whether you can tell, I've made the cone flower a little bit higher than the background so that there's a little bit of a 3D effect. I don't know whether you can see. I've got a long way to go. Punch needle definitely does go faster than cross stitch, but I've got a long way to go. These long pieces, long swaths of color take quite a bit of time, and it eats up quite a bit of floss. So I need to get more floss too. I'm putting that away though. Worked on it a little bit and I was happy to get back to it, but it's going away for the month of July because Christmas in July is happening, and I will talk about that in a little bit. So pretty much everything that I'm showing you now is getting put away for Christmas in July, but I did get some progress. So Mustang Sally, the Sally Spencer Sal, only did a little bit of this. This is my Saturday piece. So I got this alphabet done, the C, got the G, I guess there's still a little bit of the G done, just got that little flower done, little pieces in there. I think that's pretty much it. For those of you that are doing this, I'm not going to show the chart, of course, but there is a little something right here. It almost looks like, so all the alphabets have, or all the big letters have a lowercase letter with them. I only have the B done because it happened to be the same floss color as the capital B. But all of them have their lowercase companions. Except right in here, like the C, there is a little lowercase c here that I haven't gotten to yet. But right up in here, I believe, there's something else that kind of looks like a C. But there's already a little C down here, if I'm remembering correctly. So for those of you that have done this, could you look at your chart and let me know what you think that is? Now I haven't decided, you know, she has initials scattered all through the sampler. And quite a few of us that are doing this have decided to put in the initials of everybody else who's working the Sal at the same time. I'm debating. What I was thinking of doing instead of that is using the initials of the women in my life that have influenced me, whether craft-wise or role model-wise and other ways. And it will be anybody from my mother to people that I've worked with. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. But again, this is getting put away for the month of July. Hoity-toity came out to play just for a few days once I finished up Harbor Haven. I don't know whether you recall, but I had this, I still had it attached to a great big piece of fabric. And I finally got comfortable enough with the size and the measurements to cut it off. So this will be, let me go ahead and fold this back up again. This will be about this wide. Where's 3 inches in there? This will be about this wide. So this is 40 count fabric, so it's not going to be huge. I'm loving it. Now, my colors are slightly different. I pinked things up a bit more than the called for colors. I've substituted in a lot of the Victorian Motto sampler thread. One thing I didn't substitute though was Banker's Gray from Gentle Arts. And that is the grays in here, these little like pointy things coming off the flowers. You can't really see it, but there is an outline of gray around here. You can see the little bits of gray up there. It's the gray in here. I'm not happy with the contrast. So over here, these light pieces were supposed to be Banker's Gray as well. These here. I decided to pull out, I had gotten for Christmas from thread from Australia called Cottage Garden Threads, I think. Cottage Sampler Threads. I decided to pull out one of those that's kind of a very soft minty gray, and that's what I used over here in place of the Banker's Gray. And I of course, that's such a strong contrast, and I do like that. I'm going to go back and pull out these grays all through here and redo them with that color. I looked at Lisa Smith's Kindred Stitchers, and she's using the DMC equivalent, and the colors that she has here is a much brighter, a much lighter color, so I think I will like that better. But again, hoity-toity is being put away for a little while. As sad as that makes me, because I want to stitch all the things all the time. I told Lisa we need like 16 hands, so we don't have to ever put anything away, and we can just keep stitching and stitch all the things. How many different Flosstube type names can I say? Okay. Happily Ever After, this came out to play. This is one of my Mania starts, one of my smaller ones. And this is stitching up fast. Not using any of the called for colors. But again, this will be put away because Christmas in July. But you can see it called for the heart to be red. What a concept, right? I made mine gold. So that means this down here that's the same color is also going to be gold. I don't know whether you can see, but the there's little like shutter lines on the Cottage that will also be gold. I think I am using the called for floss color for the roof. Barn Gray. Pretty sure that's what I have. So anyways, I really like that little picket fence. I think I used the right, yeah, picket fence. That is what I used for that. I don't have any nice black, overdyed black, so I may just use the DMC, the 310 for that, or I may get to the store and get Black Crow, I think is what it calls for. Yeah, so we'll see. That one I like, and once I get past July, I will get back to that, and that will finish up quickly, I think. And then last but not least, for my whips, although this is a quasi-finish, because I did finish up parts 6 and 7 of Harbor Haven. And yes, I am still absolutely in love with this piece. I really could just stare at it all day. I like the over one look. I just love it all. I only wish I had thought enough. I've made a comment many times on Instagram when I've posted about this that I love this scene so much I just want to crawl into the picture and live there. It wasn't until afterwards that I thought I should have made her hair gray. Right? Wouldn't that have been fun? Because she's knitting. It's me. If I had made her hair gray. But I'm not going to go back and take out that 1/1 stitching. Just ain't going to do it. Now, I did not do the tree trunk because I'm waiting until we get section 8, because every time there's a split where the sections, you know, we get the new part, you can't see it because it's such a dark color, but there is kind of a indentation there. So I'm waiting until we get section 8 and I'll do the tree trunk all together. Let's see, what else did I want to say about this? Something else flitted through my brain. Oh, the faces had, the way she charted it, she had a little nose, like one stitch of a nose sticking out. Didn't like it. Didn't do it. Didn't do what she had charted for the, like she had brows, like a straight stitch like that for the brows. Didn't like that. I just did little stitches. Since this is such a small count, even, I think I mentioned this, even the French knots like you have for the eyes here, they're just huge. It just would look weird. So I just did a little tiny back stitch to kind of make their eyes, and I think that works. So And it's not like you can really see it that much when you're backed up. Yeah, I'm just going to stare at this the rest of the video. No, I do love it though. Okay, so Harbor Haven. So part 8 comes out in July. That should be out on the 10th. I won't pick this up again though until August, till Christmas in July is over. Okay, let's go back to my notes. Oh, I did want to mention, I got some, like, what was that weird guy doing and that kind of popped up in the middle of your video from on last week's video? That was my son, Ben, doing a dab for my finish. That's something that Susie Reno started, and I had Ben record him doing a dab. So that's my, I've had a finish celebration, Ben doing a dab. So, younger son. All right. Oh, I also wanted to point out, so I had told you, I'd showed you last week, the Bitsy Bob 2 that I got for holding more floss. It's working wonderfully. I love having the extra space. I can just have all of my fibers out, ready to go. I don't know how much I showed you last week. That was a week ago. I don't remember. All right, but now we are on to Christmas in July. If I can get that snap, there we go. Okay, so Christmas in July, it is the 3rd. I have completed 2 ornaments. I'm not quite getting 1 a day done. It's taking me about a day and a half to do the stitching. I've also started kind of a larger Christmas project, and I'll kind of talk about my my plans for how this is going to work out. But first of all, my first project, my first ornament. This is XG Designs 36 count oil green linen. It is a free piece that I got from her in one of my orders. When I first got it, I looked at the color and thought, what am I going to do with that? This is what I'm going to do with it, and I think it is absolutely perfect. This is a design by, I want to say Handwork. I don't know which magazine. I'm not going to look for it. All of the colors are the called for colors. They are Sampler Arts. The green is Blue Spruce. The kind of reddish is Mulberry. The gold is Nutmeg. Oh, all are the same except one. The gold was supposed to be tarnished gold, and I used brandy. Love this piece. This, I don't know whether you can see, I have my initials and the date here. That's done over 1. There was also a line here that underneath the piece, over 1 again, that said, to virtue be inclined. That did not say Christmas to me. I was going to put the words peace, joy, love under here, but decided that I was done. I would have had to chart that. I would have had to space it. I didn't want to spend that kind of time, and I think it's fine without it. So that is one ornament done. Second ornament I got done today. This morning is this little band sampler, which has nothing that was called for. It is a piece of 32 count linen. The finished piece was this. I did not like, now she actually used just DMC, and so you would think that's variegated, but it's not. I didn't like how that looks at all. I don't like the colors. I just don't think that works at all. It says let it snow. I'm not sure why she used gold for that. I did not like this at all. I don't have the little snowflake charm. I will be going up to Joann's today or tomorrow to take advantage of their DMC floss sale. For those that don't know, they're doing one of their doorbusters, you know, too low to show. I'm sure it's going to be 33% or 33 cents. So I'm going to take advantage of that. And I'm going to look around like in their jewelry and see if they have a jewelry department and see if they have anything, a snowflake that I can put there. If not, I'll probably have to go up to my to the stitching post, my LNS, to see if they have it. But anyways, there's mine again. So I used, the red is Weeks Dye Works Raspberry, kind of a variegated from a brownish red to cranberry. The green is an old Needled Necessities that I've had probably since 1992. I've had sitting around. And then I just used some little cream beads, size 11 beads that I have in my stash. Love how it turned out. I love doing these specialty stitches. This one went really fast. I think it's really pretty. And of course I recharted this to say 2018 instead of 2001. I don't know how I'm going to finish it. Probably a little pillow type of thing. It's the other thing I'm getting at Joann's today is stuffing, because I don't own anything like that. Some cording, some interface, so all that fun stuff. Now, the ornament I'm starting today is Prairie Schoolers 2x2 deer. This is, I guess, like part of their Noah's Ark series that is from years ago. So even though I think there's quite a bit of stitching because it's big blocks of colors, I think that will go pretty fast. I haven't pulled the colors yet. I'm just going to use the DMC. So I'll get started on that after this video. The only color I don't have is this here. That's Copper 918, I think, is the color. So I'll be getting that at Joann's today too. So that I am doing on a piece of 28 count linen. So I think that'll be pretty, and I think that'll be fast, and I think that'll be good. So, ornament number 3 starting. I'm excited with how I'm doing so far. Okay, I talked about doing big ones along with this. So, we have 4 weeks. I'm sorry, I keep touching my face. My head's killing me. We have, I think, 4 or 5 weeks here in July. Maybe 4.5. Hold that. All right. So my idea has been I would get the main ornament done, or a good chunk worked on it in a day, and then also work on a bigger project during the day. And so I have 3 bigger projects for the month. This is the first one, Mill Hills Kit, Believe. Isn't that pretty? I love that. That was an Amazon purchase. Of course, it comes with everything. I've only gotten a very small start on that. I didn't work on it yesterday at all. Or did I? I started it yesterday. I may not get anything done on it today with getting the video up and going to Joann's and taking the cats to the vet. I don't know whether I'll work on that at all. But what I did want to show you is how I'm managing the threads. So one of my Bitsy Bobs, you know how the thread in these packs all comes all kind of clumped together. So what I did is separated them all out and put them on my Bitsy Bob. Now this is a little bit overloaded, but of course as I do more of the project, these are going to get slimmer and slimmer, so I'm happy with that. And you can see they stay in place. And then over here, as you can see, I have my chart, which hopefully nobody can do anything with that. And then I have the beads and the gold thread. There's some Beaugé in here, or Kreinik, and the little button. So everything that comes with it is all. So this is, like I said, this is a great way to keep all of it, like when you're working with kits, it's a great way to have a little compact thing to carry around with you when you're working with just a little tiny thing. So that works. Okay, so my plan is this week, this is going to be my extra project. Next week, I will be turning to December And this will be my big project. And if you remember, this was a Mania start, and that's as far as I got in Mania. I think that's next week. Yes, then on July 14th, we leave for Canada. We are going to be visiting friends in London, Ontario. We'll be gone from the 14th to the 22nd. We're taking the RV up. Excuse me again. So I decided, you know, with these other ones with all the beads, and this one has a lot of specialty threads in it, and a lot of floss. I decided for the trip, for that period of time, I'm going to work on my Belle Snickle Santa from Kennegee's Whims and Prims. This is the one with the fabric that's printed. So we have the snow and we have Santa with the deer. And there's not a whole lot of floss in this, a whole lot of colors. So I'm hoping, and it's not like there's a lot of stitching either. So I'm hoping I can get this pretty much done on that trip. I will also have to figure out in advance what ornaments I'm going to do and pack all those up because I still want to keep going with my ornaments while I'm gone. Whoops. Hold on. Sending things flying. Okay. So, hair in my mouth. Last but not least, actually next to last but not least, we have haul, and then we have the giveaway. Before I get to haul, another news of note. A lot of us are doing the 'Tis the Season Saul, the Cardinal Sal. That's Sal that starts Labor Day weekend. So September, the first weekend in September. Lynette, Homesteading on the Homefront, has set up a Facebook group. If you are interested in that, please join us there. The Facebook group is called Flosstube 2018 'Tis the Season Sal. So if you just search on that in the search bar in Facebook, you should be able to find that and request to join the group. Nancy Turner, Lynette has spoken with Nancy Turner of Victorian Motto Sampler Shop, and she is going to be doing a thread pack for this chart. I think it's going to include two, I assume the 20-yard skeins of the red, because we do not know how much, if you're using two strands, we don't know how much thread we're going to need for that. So she's going to include two of those, and then one of all the other colors for a total of 9 skeins, and I believe the cost is $22.50. I will link below. I'll put Nancy's email. What you need to do is just email Nancy and let her know that you would like that, and she'll add you to the list. My understanding is that she's doing that in July, like over the next couple of weeks. She'll be dyeing those threads and getting them out. So please join us for that. I didn't pull that book. I think a lot of us are familiar. I think Julie at Gulf Coast Stitches did say she still has a few of those left. I believe I saw a store on Etsy. I don't know whether it was Jen's Stitching Niche, but somebody on Etsy still had them. So if you're interested in joining and having trouble finding that book, I think those are a couple places you can check. All right, my goodies. Now, I bought most of this before it was July, so I was a bad girl and didn't wait till my piggy bank got restocked. And quite frankly, I said, the hell with it. I had a bad day last week. We all have bad days. It wasn't like it was anything major. It was just frustration over the job and frustration over other things. I was just mad. And so I told Mike, I'm having some retail therapy. So I got a few things from Julie, went up and supported the stitching post quite nicely. They had got in some fabric that I had ordered a while ago, and so I had to go up and pick that up, and I indulged while I was there. So first from Julie, I got one of these little pairs of scissors. Nice sharp little scissors. So Those will be good for both punch needle trimming real, you have to trim real close to the punch needle. Well, I guess you don't have to, but most people do. And they're nice and lightweight, so they work well with the magnets on the Bitsy Bob. Although my other scissors work fine on there as well. I got Sheep Heap. I should have taken these out. I love this. I'm not going to get all the heaps. I debated getting all the heaps, but I decided I'm just going to stick, again, giving myself permission not to worry about not having everything. And because I like sheep, because I'm a knitter, I'm going to go with a sheep. I love this kind of light pattern on here, kind of like a tone-on-tone look. Oh, love it, love it, love it. I still need to get warm winter woolens. Is that Plum Street? I have to find that. That's a cute one. A lot of the rest of what I have here is very beach themed. I've decided in Hawaii, I'm going to decorate more of a beachy theme because Hawaii. So this is another one I got from Julie. A Day at the Beach by Country Cottage Needleworks. I've loved this one for a long time. And again, the whole box thing, little partitions that I love so much. All right, this is the fabric that I had ordered. This is Helix from Picture This Plus. It's the called for fabric for Leeds House Sampler. It is showing up much grayer on my display. It is a more blue-gray. It is actually showing up on the monitor like it shows in the picture on the chart, where it looks very much gray. To me, this looks blue. But that's okay. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. This is the 32 count. I got the sulky threads to go with it. I know there is a Sal starting with that. I am not going to do it just yet because Christmas in July. So I'm resisting temptation. And it ain't easy, honey. It ain't easy. Okay. Bent Creek, Seasons of Change row. I think I'll like this one better than I liked my summer row. I haven't totally given up on my summer row, but I really like this. And of course, seasons and little boxes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Selfie sampler. I know. Not beach, but I love this saying. So what does it say? Dear self, today I will shine. And don't we all need to say that to ourselves every single day? Isn't that wonderful? Dear self, today I will shine. And I assume you can either do, it comes with the beautiful pink fabric, look at that, and then the buttons and beads, and I assume you can do either this or this. I haven't decided yet which trips my trigger more, because this one has a little bird. I don't know yet. Back to the beach theme. Mill Hills buttons and beads, Cabana Beach. And I was going to tell you, okay, so my Santa, the Mill Hill other thing, it's been a long time since I've worked with perforated paper. And I was finding yesterday as I was holding it, for some reason with my left hand, I was really gripping it. Now I can't do my sewing method, so it's not as fast. So that's a little bit of frustrating. But for some reason, I would find myself really gripping it with my left hand. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, to the point that there's some soreness here, and I had to keep telling myself, relax, relax. I don't know why. But anyways, look at the colors on that. Isn't that pretty? God, I love that. So happy. Look at that sun button. Love it. Cape Cod Vignettes. So, Jeanette Douglas. At the stitching post, they have these hanging behind the register. And I thought I was pretty much done with what I was going to get. And I've seen this every time I've checked out since I moved up here in August. I'd finally decided to get them. I love Love, love, love those specialty stitches. And the one they have hanging at the store, because we are on the Chesapeake Bay, I think it says Fall on the Bay, which is kind of fun. Love that little sailboat. And look, lighthouse. And pretty Cape Cod with the flowers in the basket. I just adore this. So, pretty, pretty. This one I got. This is the third in the series, so now I have all three of them. Irony, the opposite of, what does it say? Wrinkly. So clever. So cute. And I do want to finish them just like this. Don't know what kind of laundry room. My plan was to finish them like this and have them hanging in the hallway where our laundry room is here. Who knows where they'll end up? Who knows where we'll end up? Who knows when we'll end up? But there you go. Hands-on design at the beach. Close your eyes and pretend you're at the beach. Because all things are better at the beach, in my opinion. I also ordered 5 other of the hands-on design, you know, that beach series. I don't like all of them, but I do really, really like some of them, and I have a hard time finding the ones that I like. So I just ordered from the store the other ones. So that, totally not beachy, but definitely patriotic. I don't have enough patriotic stuff in my life, and indivisible is something we need more of. So, got that one. Cricket collection. You know, the more of Cricket collection I see, the more I like it. This is called Down East, pamphlet number 338. What's it say? Summer by the Sea. Love that bicycle. Little crabs. Now she has coordinates here that I think she says are the coordinates for, we'll point to the vicinity. It points to this vicinity of Barnegat Bay, New Jersey, where this person, where Vicky grew up. I don't know what I'll put there. We're going to be moving around so much. I don't know what I'll put there. Maybe I'll put the coordinates of Whipple Dam up in central Pennsylvania. Part of my heart is up in central Pennsylvania. Or maybe where the cottage is. Oh, that's a good idea. Anyway, I say Cricket collection, I fall more and more in love. Misty Purcell, for her Christmas in July, her and Jackie, Cross My Stitches, are both doing the Cricket collection 12 Days of Christmas pieces. And those are so stinking cute. Every time she shows them, I think, oh, Jan, no, Jan, no, Jan, no. And then I think, oh, but it's so cute. Can I get just one? And then I told Misty, if I get just one, I have to have them all. Yeah. And this one, I Will Always Be a Wildflower. This is an old one. Old being relative, you know, for somebody that has stuff from 1992. This is from 2013, so, you know, 5 years ago. I don't like the colors so much. I love the sentiment. I love the design. So I'll probably be perking up these colors somewhat. So there's that. All right, so that's all of my goodies. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good. So now we're going to talk giveaway. As you know, I'm going to be doing a giveaway every week of Christmas in July. The charts are all Christmas or winter themed. And then at the end of the month, I'll be doing a bigger giveaway on Instagram. So if you are on Instagram and you are participating in Christmas in July, I know the Addicted Sisters are also doing a Christmas in July thing. If you want to put my hashtag as well, it is JHC Christmas in July. JHC stands for Jan Hicks Creates Christmas in July. At the end of the month, I've already started to keep track of everybody who posts on that hashtag. And every time you post, you're getting another entry basically on my spreadsheet. So at the end of the month, I will do a random number generator, and I have 3 prizes to give away then. So those are going to be bigger prizes. But every week I'll be doing charts, and some of these are from my stash that I haven't done, and some of them are ones that I have done. There was a comment last week on my video that I'm very generous to be giving all these away. My answer is, you're helping me clean out my stash. Remember, I have a move coming up. I do have a bag of stuff I need to put on Stash Unload, and I just haven't done it. So I went through it and got out some Christmas things that have been sitting in there, got stuff that I finished that I've been meaning to give away, and you're helping me get rid of stuff. So thank you for that. So this week's giveaways, I have 2 stitchy ones and 1 knitty one. So I have this yarn. This is the sock yarn from Lang. Jawohl. I have this one from Silver Creek Samplers. It's always so hard to figure out the name of these. I don't have the right thing showing. Anyways, you guys have all seen this. No winter lasts forever, no spring skips its turn, and that's the one back there, finished. Love it. Gave me hope through this long winter. And then Lavender and Laces, The Spirit of Christmas. So what I'd like you to do, first let me say, subscribe and like this video. Please support me in what I'm doing here. If you like what you're seeing, tell your friends, have them join us. Follow me on, you don't have to follow me to win the prize, but also follow me on Instagram, Jan Hicks Creates. So be a subscriber, like the video. Please be 18 or older. I will send prizes anywhere in the world. If you like Santa, say, I like Santa. If you like this one, say, I like winter. And I'll think you're insane. No, I have a lot of friends who like winter. I do think they're insane. If you want this one, say, I like yarn. Now, you can say, I like all 3 of them. I like yarn, I like winter, I like Santa. Please don't say, I like all 3 of them. Say, I like yarn, I like winter, I like Santa. You will only win 1, but you can certainly enter to win all of them. I think that's everything. I will be announcing the winners for these next Tuesday in the Flosstube next Tuesday, and I will have new ones to give away next Tuesday. Oh, I also wanted to say, I don't know how many people have updated their Instagram app, but Instagram has a new feature called IGTV. It's basically along the same lines as YouTube, only I would say a little bit less polished. It's meant to be mobile. It's meant to be kind of on the fly, but it allows you to do longer videos than what the Instagram stories does necessarily, and it's meant to stay. You've like created a channel. So I did a video the day before yesterday, or maybe yesterday. Sometime in the last 2 days, I did a video. You will find it on Instagram, showing my completion of this and talking about it a little bit. It must have been yesterday, and then introducing what I was doing for this. So this is kind of my, instead of doing the Stitch Mania, the daily Stitch Mania videos like I did, this is kind of my answer to that. I am going to be every day showing you in the morning, well, at some point, my progress on my ornament of the day. It's also nice to be able to do that. It's just, I'm just recording on my phone, just holding it in hand, and nothing fancy, nothing polished, no cover sheet, anything like that. So it's kind of fun to just kind of put something up quickly without having to mess around with a whole lot of editing. But it also means that I don't have to like actually get a shower and fix my hair, because a lot of times I'll work out in the morning and it'll take me hours to actually get ready for human consumption, I guess. Anyways, guys, I think that is all for today. Now I have to put it all away and edit and add pretty photos at the beginning. So tomorrow is the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to all of my friends here in the States. Have a great time. Enjoy your barbecues, enjoy your fireworks, get in the pool and stay cool. I know there is a heat wave going across most of this country, so I hope everybody stays healthy, stays cool, and finds whatever joy you can in your stitching and your knitting. I didn't mean to mention knitting. I've started that test knit that I had mentioned about the other day for Casapinka, so I won't be talking about knitting for probably at least a week, if not longer. I don't know how long this will take me. But anyway, find the joy, people. It's a good life. Take care, and I will see you on Instagram. Bye-bye.